a strange one here from Seven Films on their Intervision line. This was released before the trend of putting shot on video movies on Blu-ray started, so no Blu-ray of this, although maybe they should go back and revisit that idea. And maybe there's a reason to revisit that idea. I'll get onto that in a minute. But nonetheless, this is a strange little shot on video movie from England from 1983, I believe, the year I was born, and also the year that McDonald's invented the chicken nuggets. And it's a very, very weird movie. It's got a very, very weird history to it. There's only like one interview for extras on it that kind of like dives into it a little bit, but I feel like we're not getting the full story. I think the kids that were in this movie, most of the time, they did not realize they were in a movie. I'm sure the parents loved it when they seen the end result, if they ever seen the end result. But we'll read what it says here on here. The Evil Dead scared you. The Exorcist haunted you. This film you will remember for the rest of your life. The most controversial horror film of all time. Don't know if that's necessarily true, although this is the actual uncut version. Apparently that is somewhat of a rarity. The British tabloid press called it to be banned among the furor of the video nasties witch hunts. The censors refused its rating in its uncut form. Many of the children involved in this product were never seen nor heard from again. Now, Suffer Little Children can finally be seen fully uncut and uncensored. The full story behind this mysterious occult feature may never be known. The super rare and intensely troubled original UK video release was cut by several minutes, and the box copy simply read, Suffer Little Children, a tale of children, demonic supernatural powers, and the brutal, terrifying results. Suffer Little Children is a reconstruction of the events which took place at 45 Kingston Road, New Malden, Surrey, England in August 1984. None of these events were reported in the press, and now the house is scheduled for demolition in the immediate future. How in God's name did the power of the devil fall into the hands of a child? Yeah, good question. How did anybody ever hear of this one? Because I never heard of it till it came out like about 10 years ago on DVD, but it's like an orphanage. It's like a place for troubled kids. This little girl right here, she gets delivered at the door with nothing but her belongings in a bag. She doesn't talk. She basically, she doesn't say anything. And immediately she's already getting picked on. But we learn she's got like a carry thing where she can make stuff move and make stuff happen. So she makes things happen to the kids that are making fun of her. She can also infiltrate the dreams and make zombies appear in dreams, which cause for some of the people to start following her and be their minions, which sooner or later that becomes more of a thing as well. There's like a famous guy who kind of went on to be like a famous rock star, I believe it was, that used to go there. So he's back, and he kind of takes a liking to her, and he gives her like his cross necklace and whatnot. But he's kind of got a romance going with the main lady of the place, and there's like a guy that helps her run the place, but he likes her. So you got that little angle going. But the main thing is just the weirdness of this movie. And this little girl who apparently I don't think ever did another movie. I think most of these people never did any other movies. The director's credited for one other thing, but I'm not sure the validation of that because I couldn't really find nothing on it. But it's such a weird thing. Apparently it was like a school project or some kind of project, and they was just like, let's make this movie. And I guess the parents either didn't know or signed off on it, but they probably didn't know what kind of movie it was going to be. Because eventually, as it says on the back, you realize this kid's basically possessed. And that's, not spoiling anything, but, you might want to skip the review about a minute if you don't want things a little bit spoiled. But, okay, 1, 2, 3. That is where, at the end of the movie, basically the kids all gather around in a cult and start chanting for Satan. and then in the biggest twist, I'll let you skip about 5 seconds. There's 10 seconds here right now if you don't hear it. Skip if you want to. Jesus shows up at the end. So, yeah, what a weird movie. What a trippy movie. It feels like a 70s shot on video movie more than it does an 80s shot on video movie, which maybe the early 80s in England was a little bit different than the 80s here. But the thing is just so weird. And I love it for that matter. I don't really, I'm not really into the devil shit, but it's like, it's just strange to see kids doing stuff like this and to see the effort that they put into it. Like things float across the screen with obviously strings attached to them. The little girl gives an A+ performance. And then when like blood does start to happen, when something happens bloody, they really pile on the blood, especially in the climax of this thing, because right before you get to the end of it, there is some murder and mayhem and like blood's just shooting out everywhere. So this may be considered a boring movie to most people that don't like shot on video movies. But if you're like me and you like shot on video movies, you're going to highly be entertained. This is probably like the Apocalypse Now of shot on video movies. This thing is a 4 out of 5 for me. And maybe that's a 4 out of 5 in shot on Shidio ratings, but it is a 4 out of 5 nonetheless. And I believe if you've not seen this, you need to see this. And I kind of wish they would put it on Blu-ray, because like one thing about this, it says it's in like you can't read that down there, but it's like in a full frame 133 rating, which means, well, there's some stuff there you can see too if you want to see what I'm talking about. But it says there is a full screen 133. It was full screen for the feature on my TV, on my player. And then when they showed highlights of it in the interview, it was in the 133. So kind of wish maybe there was an option to watch it in the regular with the bars on the side, because it does look a little stretched, a little weird. It might have looked a little better in just regular, full screen, but I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I don't think the problem was on my end, because my TV don't automatically do that. But nonetheless, that withstanding, this is probably one of the better releases I think Intervision ever put out. And Intervision put out like Blood Cult, and they put out Things. So, and I think this is better than Blood Cult or Things. So, yeah. No, they didn't put out Blood Cult, did they? They didn't put out Blood Cult. What am I talking about? They put out Sledgehammer. I think it's better than Sledgehammer too. So, there's that much. So, yeah, if you want to see a very strange shot on video movie and you're lacking on it, or if you haven't seen this, for sure see Stuff for Little Children, because I think it is a masterpiece in shot on video movies.